In the grim darkness of the far future, there is combat patrol and war, but mostly combat patrol for us. Let's issue 9. Some people are saying it's not great value for money. Let's see how it gets on. We are on Combat Patrol once more, and here we are with issue 9. This is the one that a lot of people were saying they weren't looking forward to because it didn't seem to represent good value for money, but here we are nevertheless. And what is interesting straight away, only 2 paints, but one of them has the white top, which means it's the older style of paints. However, I actually already have a Retributor armor, and it came with that style, so perhaps they've just not sold as much as you'd expect. It's the one that you have if you have the Sigmarines, as we'll call them, from Age of Sigmar. Yeah, they like their gold. So let's get into this. First up, the 2 paints we get are Retributor Armor, which is a really good one for covering a lot of space in gold very quickly. It goes on really well. I do like that one. And Abaddon Black, which I use as a base coat, because it gives you a really nice dark base, as you would expect from black, and very, very nice. So I'm going to put those to one side so they don't get in the way of the magazine, and we're going straight in. We have the editorial, which is always nice, and goes straight into how to paint, which you'd expect, talking about how to cover all of the parts that you need, getting right in there with the black carapace underneath the plates of armor in your Space Marines, covering the gun and stuff like that. Yep, looking pretty damn good. So yeah, all in all, it's looking interesting. Interesting that they're using Retributor armor for the armaments and stuff like that, because I tend to go for the more brassy one that you get, Balthazar Gold it's called, in the starter paint set, because that way they look a bit more burnished. I'm not one that really goes in for my Marines looking really brightly gold. I think it looks too ostentatious, but your mileage may vary. Also, they've done the individual bullets there in his magazine with the gold as well. Again, I would have used brass because it would have looked more realistic, but yeah, I like it. Nice work in progress overview of how we have it so far. So you know what you're aiming for, which is nice. And then we go on with updating the Tyranids with the extra bits going on with their claws being black rather than the deep purple that I thought they were when I first started painting them. So if you see my pre-painted Tyranids in previous videos, you might notice a fair amount of them have purple talons. Yeah, I thought they were purple. I thought they were a deep purple, but it turns out they're black. So I might have to go and paint them again. Oh dear, what a shame. Then work in progress. Yep, very nice. Good, clear and concise information explaining exactly how to paint the different parts. This is great stuff for newcomers and for people who've been painting a long time. Because I come from Airfix kits and model making and stuff like that, rather than Warhammer itself. I mean, I picked up a 5th edition starter set and painted that, but aside from that, I stayed out of it until 10th edition. So this is all great news for me. I'm liking this. I like how they're doing it, highlighting all the individual talents. Everything's great. This looks good. I like this guy. That's good. Now we get into a bit on the chapters of Space Marines. As I've already mentioned, I've already started my own personal chapter, but you know, these things can be malleable. If people haven't decided what colour scheme they want, we've got a bit on Space Wolves, Dark Angels, Silver Templars, and Blood Angels. Dark Angels, of course, being the guys that have Lionel Johnson as their Primarch. And if you see the model, that's Charles Dance. There's no 2 ways about it. That's Charles Dance as Lionel Johnson. I would love to see him in a live-action Warhammer thing as Lionel Johnson. That would be so good. But perhaps we're getting a little bit off topic. Now we've got some fiction on the Silver Templars. A lot of people are really happy to see this back from... which one was it? Infernus or whatever it was called last time. So yeah, it's really good to see those guys. People really like the Silver Templars, so that's really nice. Now we've got information on advancing and falling back. This is the bit that was missing from the movement stuff before. An advance is a standard move plus 1d6. So if you've got a 5-inch move and you roll a 4, you get a 9-inch move, that kind of thing. But there are other rules about advancement. It can be quite tricky at times, whether you can do it or not, but it is information. Also, falling back, I don't see the bit about falling back through any enemy units. So perhaps that's coming in a future one, but worth remembering, as a rule, if you fall back and you go through an enemy unit in order to fall back and get away, well, they're going to attack as you go past, so that is something to bear in mind. Next up, we have the pitched battle scenario 4, which continues the onslaught that we've got from the other 2 episodes, which is nice. I love the way all of these issues are coming together as one long story. I'm a fan of a narrative campaign. It's what I plan to do with the Heart of Albion Legion, and it's why I've gone into Combat Patrol magazine at all, instead of just picking up the units that I fancy. Because my Space Marine chapter, the Heart of Albion, hosted by Guarther Ambrosius and his knights, because it's all based on King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table. They're going to go on a narrative campaign battling across the galaxies. That's why I wanted all of these different combat patrols for that. So I'm going to enjoy this. This is the next part of our battle against the Tyranids. Once again, we've got terrain. So I love that they're using the terrain for blocking line of sight and other interesting things. And if you want to try your own campaigns, of course, these could still be attacking every turn, and maybe you could attack them. You could get them out of the way, and that would reduce your cover, because line of sight would then be open, but they won't be attacking you every turn, you know? So that's interesting. But that's a thought for something that you could try yourself to enhance your campaigns as you wait for the next issue. What have we got here? The time for probing actions, scouting, and sabotage is over. Now is the time for all-out war. The Tyranids and the Space Marines have both launched a full-scale attack. Only through cunning command will the Space Marines survive against the Tyranid swarm. I like that. So we're going in, and our goal is to slay the enemy by any means necessary. This looks pretty good. You win when the last enemy model is slain, and you lose if all your models are slain. Choose when to attack, advance, and fall back with care. So we got Termagants, Barb Gaunts, and Von Ryan's Leapers against the Captain. The Captain's back, so the Infernus squad from the previous issues has finally managed to reinforce the Captain. He's been waiting a while. It's been a few issues, so they're finally here. They're going to team up and take on the Tyranid horde. So that's nice. So we've got a lot of stuff about the Tyranids and Space Marines and how they can move. All your movement suggestions, fall back, get away from them quickly, and then start shooting with your other guys. This is great stuff. Got a battle tip here. In the above example, the Space Marines have taken advantage of their strong position. By getting rid of the Termagants and freeing up the Captain, they're in a Oh, so did the Captain attack, and then they fired, and then he moved back? Is that what's going on? Yeah, the Space Marine player has fallen back with their Captain. This means the Infernus squad is able to shoot the Termagants with their Pyroblasters in the shooting phase. Of course, because you can't shoot into something that's got a model that's engaged with them. You can't shoot into your own battle. Unless there are special circumstances. There are certain abilities that let you do that, but for the most part you can't. So he's had to move back so that they can take these guys out. I like that. This is good stuff. Yeah, okay, let's see how it plays out. Hello and welcome back to the game room, and it's not the game room this time. I'm actually filming this on my kitchen table. The issue that we have is the game room currently has a Christmas tree in it, and it's taking up all the space, so we can't game. But here we are, we've got a decent layout. You can almost see everything. This is the bottom row of the map. That is the top row there. So we've got Von Ryan's Leapers here, Barb Gaunts here, and the Termagants there. Against the Infernus squad and a Captain in Terminator armor. We've got some Tyranid terrain placed down, and we're using the side that doesn't have the stats on because they're not attackable, they're just blocking. And of course, we have our dice tray which can be moved. And as is tradition on WarGame Hammer, blue will be the Space Marines and purple will be the Tyranids. Standard roll off, let's see which one rolls higher. Tyranids go first. The first thing that's going to happen then is we're going to decide who moves. We are not going to do what we've been doing in the past, where I've actually been playing out of order. We are going to do this properly. The Tyranids are going to move first, and then we're going to work out what the shooting pattern is, then we'll charge if we need to, and then we'll fight. Because that's the way we're supposed to be doing it, not individual units all and then move on to the next phase. Otherwise we end up with stuff out of phase and we get confused. Thank you to everyone who's pointed that out, either via messages to me or in comment sections. I do appreciate that. I have been doing it wrong, and the point of this is to actually play the game properly, not to mess it up as we go along. So let's get into it. These guys are going to stay in place. They're perfect for what we want to do, which is attack him. And they have no pistol ability on their shots, so they can't shoot. But they do have a lot of good claws. In fact, they get 1 attack each for those, and we'll make sure that they get them. Von Ryan's Reapers, however, are all melee. So we've got to try and get them into range, which means moving this, because those guys need to move a 10-inch move. So let's do that. So we've got them in a group. They're very nice. They look great, but my goodness, the bits stick under everything else. They end up forming giant blobs. It's ridiculous. Right, no one's going to be down there. So that's our first move. Barb Gaunts. Wow. They have... What have we got? We've got Blast and Heavy. Can we fire into melee with Blast? Let me just go back through the abilities to find out whether I can do that. No, we can't. Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping that we could fire into the melee, but we can't. So we're going to have to move the Barb Gaunts, otherwise they're not going to be in range, because the range is 24 inches, but there's no way that these aren't going to be within... Actually, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Right. 24 inches. Can I, by any chance... They're in range. Right. Barb Gaunts aren't moving. They're just going to blast the Infernus squad. Let's do it! Right, so we've done our movement phase. These guys have decided to stay put, which means that they have heavy weapons, because they do. They get a 1 to all hit rolls if they haven't moved. So we're going to go with them first. So they are Blast and Heavy. For every 5 models in the target, add 1 to attacks. Barb Gaunts have attacks of D6, but it's D6 plus 1 now, because there's 5 units in the Infernus squad. So, let's see how many they get. D6 plus 1. 27. Plus 1, 28. 28 attacks. That's a lot of dice. Let's go. And of course, remember that they get plus 1 to their hit rolls for heavy weapons, because they haven't moved. So instead of hitting on a 4+, they will now hit on a 3+. That one came out. Okay, so they hit on a 3+, that one's cocked. Reroll that. Okay, it didn't really help. So, missed. Missed. 15 hits. That's not bad at all. Okay, they have a strength of 5 against the Infernus squad's toughness of 4, which means they wound on a 3+. So let's do the wounds roll. 15 potential wounds on a 3+. Barb Gaunts not moving may have just won them this round. 12 potential wounds. Oh my goodness. So what's the saving throw? It's a good thing the Infernus squad has a saving throw of 3+. Oh my goodness. They might go down here. We might have just effectively won this round. So, 3+. Let's see how many they save. 2 didn't save. They got 2 wounds. Well, actually, yeah, 2 not saved. What's the damage on a Barb Gaunt? Damage of 1, so it is 2 wounds. Infernus squad have 2 wounds. So, one of them's gone. Let's take that one out because he's at the back. There we go. Infernus squad's down by 1 guy already. Wow. That is that is quite something. Okay, so Von Ryan's Leapers can't shoot. They're not even in range to shoot, and even if they were, they don't have any ranged weapons. Termagants have a ranged weapon, but it's a flesh borer and it's not a pistol, so they can't shoot either. We now go on to, I think it's charge, isn't it? The Von Ryan's Leapers, they're definitely going to charge. Let's see how far they get. They can make a 3-inch charge. It may be possible to do this. Nope, they require 4 inches to get there, so they can't charge. Their charge has failed, so they're out of it. The charging phase is over because we can't get them into range. So we rolled and we can't move, it's not possible. So let's go on to the fight phase. The only people that are fighting are the Tyranids, and the captain does not have fights first. So Tyranids are now going to fight. They have, Termagants have Chitinous Claws with an attack rate of 1. There are 10 of them. So we're now going to consolidate around. We get to move 3 inches to do this. Can we consolidate these guys? Can you get it? It kind of works, right? We've got as many in as possible. 9 can fight him, essentially. I have moved them a little bit, so 9 can fight him. Pretty much. That guy just can't get in. It's not possible. Okay, so 9 of them are going to attack. He's outside the 1 inch range, you see. So he can't attack, but 9 of them are, and there's 1 attack each. 9 attacks. Let's do this. They hit on a 4+. We've got 5 hits. Strength of 3 against the captain's toughness of 5. So they wound on a 5+. They're probably not going to wound. None of them have wounded. Excellent. Right, captain's turn now. How many attacks does he get? He gets 6 attacks. He's going to fight back. He hasn't fought in this phase yet, so he's okay. 6 attacks. He hits on a 2+. Didn't hit. So he's getting 5 hits. His strength is 5 against the Termagant's toughness of 3, so he wounds on a 3+. Didn't wound, didn't wound. Oh my goodness, he didn't do well there. That is 2 wounds. What's their saving throw? 5+. Neither of them saved. He has a damage of 2. 2 wounds with 2 damage each. That's 4 wounds. Pretty good going. Right. That guy takes a wound. 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 Okay, so here's the situation. At the end of the Tyranids' first turn, they have managed to take 1 guy down. But they lost 4 Termagants in the melee against the captain. Kind of expected that to happen. What really, if I was thinking more through, I could have done better, because I really wanted to try and take him out, or at least get some wounds before anything else happened. What I really should have done is made the Termagants fall back. It would have removed the ability for the captain to fight back when we shot at him. That would have changed a lot. We might still not have damaged him, but they wouldn't have lost 4. So that's something to think about in the future. Sacrificing people to have a go at attacking straight away may not be your best move. But that's what we did, and that's what we're going with. So, now, Space Marine's turn. First thing they're going to do, Captain is going to fall back. Captain in Terminator armor has a movement of 5 inches, so he's going to fall back. That is going to take him out of the melee range. He goes to there. Are we going to move our Intercessor squad? That is an interesting question, because Infernus squad, because they have a range of 12 inches. Which means that they can target whoever they want. They can see these guys because they're taller than those guys, so you can absolutely see them. They could target them, but they're going to target the Termagants, which means I don't need to move them. They're all still within unit coherency. I don't need to move them. So that is the movement phase over. Now we're going to shoot. The captain doesn't have the ability to shoot after he's fallen back. So he's essentially sacrificed this phase in order to be able to get out of the fray. But the Infernus squad, oh, they're absolutely going to attack. So, their Pyroblasters do d6 damage. There's 4 of them, so let's see how many damage they do. 4d6. 4, 10, 13, 17. And all of them, because they have a not applicable ballistic skill, means all of them have hit. They have a strength of 5 against the Termagant's toughness of 3, so they wound on a 3+. 17 dice, wounding on a 3+. Good luck, Termagants. They may not need it. 2. Okay, that's 6. They've got 6 potential wounds. Well, no, they've got 6 wounds. let's see how the termagant saving throw goes. There is no armor penetration, so the termagant save on a 5+. They've managed to save 2. Pretty good. No, they've managed to save 3. So that's pretty good. Okay, what's the damage on these? 1. So we've got 3 damage. Okay, that one's gone. That one's gone. And let's see, that one's gone. Get off. See what I mean? They stick to each other. Termagants are sticky. There's 3 termagants left. So, are we charging? No. I'm not going to charge. And you know why? Because it would bring us within a very good charge range of those guys. Which means that we would end up in melee. I want to keep these Infernus Marines as far from those guys as possible. Simple as that, we're not moving. So, end of the round, because he fell back, he can't charge. Which means that's the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, the Space Marines have taken out 3 extra termagants by blasting them with pure fire. Fire, ba ba ba. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, so now we're back to this. We've got a chance at movement, and we're going to take it. Termagants have a ballistics range of 18 inches, which means they don't have to move to attack those guys. They're not very good in a melee because, let's face it, they've only got 1 shot. So I could try and swarm them in order to block people off, but there's no point. It will actually just reduce our chances of blasting these guys with those guys over here, the Barbcons. So termagants are going to stay put. These guys, however, they're absolutely going to move. So let's see how we do. Von Ryan's Leapers have a 10-inch move. We can't move into engagement range, we have to charge. But we can get pretty damn close. So let's do this. They have no ranged attacks, so that is actually the best move we could make to get them into that position. Right, no one else is moving. Now it's the shooting phase. These guys are absolutely going to shoot, but what do they shoot? Termagants have flesh borers. They only get 1 attack each, and they've got a range. We already know they're in range, so termagants are going to shoot these guys, the Infernus squad. So there's 3 of them left. We get 3 attacks. Let's do this. 3 attacks. They have a ballistic skill of 4+, so they missed on every single one. Well done, termagants. You made your hive mind proud. These guys, the Von Ryan's Leapers, they don't even get ranged attacks, so we'll leave them till later. But the Barbcons, once again, they have not moved, and they have heavy weapons. So let's do this. They get a 1 added to their 2 hit rolls, which would mean that instead of a ballistic skill of 4+ for their ranged weapon, they're going to be hitting on a 3+. But of course, it's a blast weapon, so for any group that has 5 or more in it, they will get a +1. There are only 4 Infernus Marines. They don't get a +1 this time, so we just have the standard D6 for each of them. There's 5 of them, 5d6. They get 3, 6, 7, 8, 10 hits. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right. As I said, they're hitting on a 3+ because it's a heavy weapon and they haven't moved. Okay, hitting on a 3+. 7 hits. Pretty good. Pretty good, absolutely. Strength of 5 against the Infernus squad's toughness of 4 means that they wound on a 3+. So let's see how many they take out. 5 wounds. Not bad. Do they have armor penetration? They don't. So the Infernus squad has a save of 3+. Okay, 3+, and we've managed to fail 3 of them. So that one saved and that one saved. Okay, what's the damage for 3? Well, there's damage of 1 per wound. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Infernus squad has 2 wounds. So that guy is out. And let's choose the guy at the back to get 1 wound. There we go. So he's wounded now. He's still in coherency, it's okay. But there's our shooting phase done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, let's charge. We're going to charge into melee range. So, we're only going to do it with the von Rein's Leapers because there's a very important reason. I'm going to move this around so you can see what's going on. The von Rein's Leapers are very close to the captain. There's a 5-inch charge. We've got it. They can charge 5. They are now within engagement range of this dude. So let's go. We're going straight in. They have 6 attacks each. And there's 3 of them. So we have 18 attacks. They get 18 attacks. Their weapon skill is 3+. So 18 attacks hitting on a 3+. 1, 2, 4 didn't hit. That's not bad. We've got 14 potential hit. This guy is going to have a bit of a problem today, isn't he? So, right, they have a strength of 5 against captain's toughness of 5, so they wound on a 4+. Okay, didn't wound. Well, his wishes may have become true there because we have 6 that managed to wound. Let's move this back around so you can see the dice tray. Actually, no, let's just move the dice tray. There we go. He needs... they have an armor penetration of -1, and he's got a save of 2+. With an armor penetration of -1, basically means he saves on a 3+. So let's see how this goes. Not bad. He missed those 2. Okay, so they have a damage of 1 per attack, and per wound even, and they've managed 2 wounds, so he takes 2 damage. Now he gets a go. He gets to fight back. He hasn't fought in this phase yet, so the captain is now attacking back. He gets 6 attacks. He's got 4 hits. He has a strength of 5 against a toughness of 5, so he wounds on a 4+. He is not wounded on any of them. The Tyranids are having a good day. At the end of the round, the Tyranids have taken out another Infernus Marine and damaged the captain. He's still up, he's still ready to fight, but it's not looking good for Team Space Marine. Space Marine's second turn. This is round 2. I'm actually going to put a round marker on. I've just realised that we don't have one. We should have a round marker. You can't see that on the camera properly, so let's see. Nice dark blue. Round marker. There we are. We're on the second round. Space Marine's second turn. Well, our captain could fall back, but that would take him out of everything, and he would never fight. Now, this is going to be an interesting situation. We could move him, but his only movement would be to enter this square because of where he is. We've kind of made a mistake by the way we moved back. This is going to be very difficult for him to get out of. So what I am going to do, we have got to get, if the Space Marines are going to win, we have got to get the Barb Gaunts. The Barb Gaunts have done immense damage over here. So, what can we do? The answer is fairly simple. We move the Infernus squad. As long as we don't get into range of those or those in terms of engagement range, so we could go down here, we could get over to start threatening those guys. And then we can fall him back, but he will immediately on the next turn be back into the fray with those guys. So it's... he can't escape them. We're going to sacrifice the guy to give him a last stand. The captain's staying where he is, but the Infernus squad's moving. So captain stays there. Infernus squad are on the move. Let's do this. How far can they move? It is a 6-inch move. Yeah, they're within coherency. They have now moved. He has not moved. But because he hasn't moved, welcome to the shooting phase. The captain does not have a bolt pistol. He can't shoot. He's got a rapid fire, but he can't shoot because the captain is in melee. So he's out of it for the shooting phase. But these guys aren't. Now here's the thing. What could we do? We can't charge because unless we got 12 inches, not a chance, but we are starting to get there. So we're moving them. We're going to have to fight those termagants. No other option. So, let's do it. We're now going to fight the termagants with the Infernus squad. So, we get D6 per guy. There's only 3 of them left. We get 12 hits. with 12 attacks even. They automatically hit. So with strength of 5 against termagant's toughness of 3, we wound on a 3+. Let's do this. Wounding on a 3+. Only 2 didn't wound. We have no armor penetration. Termagant's saving throw is 5+. So we have 10 wounds to save. Can they do it? Probably not, but we'll see. 10 wounds to save on a 5+. Let's move that book up there. Okay. That one saved. And that one saved. But that's it. 8 wounds. Now, there's only 1 damage per Pyroblast round, but there's 8 wounds there, and the Termagants have got 1 hit each, so they're out. Termagants are now gone. In the shooting phase, the Space Marines have wiped out the Termagants. Doesn't really help the situation, because they've still got to get all across there, and there's that. So, could we charge and then attack the Von Ryan's Leapers? Oh my goodness, we could. We could actually try and save the captain, then all of them go straight for the Barkons. Why wasn't I thinking of that? Okay, let's do this. It'll change the stat. It'll change the course of the battle if this works. So they're going to need a 6-inch charge. They got it. There we go. They're fighting those now. Now, the Von Ryan's Leapers have fights first, so they actually get to attack, but they can only attack once in the fight phase. So are they going to choose to fight these guys or keep it for the Space Marine captain? They're going to go for the captain because he's got the higher level of damage. So because he's got the higher level of damage and the more wounds. So they're not going to fight this time. They are, however, going to get fought because our Infernus squad has 3 attacks per guy. And there's 3 of them. So these guys get 9 attacks. Their weapon skill is 3+. Let's go. They got 5 hits. Not bad. Strength of 4 against a toughness of 5. So they're wounding on a 5+. Which isn't brilliant, but you never know. 1, 2 didn't wound. Their armor penetration is 0, so we just go straight to saving throw. And they've got a 4+ saving throw for the Von Ryan's Leapers, so let's see. Okay, that one saved. And that one saved. 1 wound. A damage of 1, so one of the Von Ryan's Leapers has 1 wound. We're going to give it to this guy here. Okay, how many wounds do they get? They have 3, so he's still got 2 left. Not bad. Now the captain's up. But Von Ryan's Leapers have fights first. He's now in the fight. He's now doing his fights phase, but they get to interrupt because of fights first. They get 6 attacks each. There's still 3 of them, so that's 18 attacks, and they hit on a 3+. Okay, not bad. 12 hits, pretty good. So they have armor penetration of minus. Sorry, not. We don't bring that in yet, do we? So, they have a strength of 5 against the captain's toughness of 5, so they wound on a 4+. That one came out. Okay, wounding on a 4+. There we go. 8 wounds. So, they have an armor penetration of -1, and he has a saving throw of 2+, which means he's now saving on a 3+. Let's see if he can do it. Okay, saved, 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 saved. 3 wounds left with damage of 1 each, so that's another 3 wounds. So he is down to, he's now got 5 wounds, but he has 6 in total, so he's still standing. The captain is still on his feet, only just, but he's on his feet. He will be dead with the next piece of damage he takes, so ideally he's got to take them all out. He can't do that. This is going to be bad. Let's do this. The captain gets 6 attacks, and he hits on a 2+. That one did not hit. 5 hits. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 5. He wounds on a 4+. Let's do this. Okay, so didn't. He got... Right, that's 2 wounds. He has armor penetration of -2 against their saving throw of 4+, which means they save on a 6+. This is going to be very difficult for them. One of them managed to save, but he gets 2 damage. So, the 2 damage go to the one that's already hurt. He's down. Oh my goodness. What a situation! At the end of round 2, the Space Marines have taken out all the termagants and one of the Von Ryan's Leapers. Now we have to work something out because they are no longer in unit coherency, are they? Oh my goodness, they're only just in unit coherency. So we would have to basically consolidate. So let's do that. Let's consolidate round so that they're still within coherency. At the end of the round, 2 Von Ryan's Leapers still stand, but 5 Barb Gaunts do. But here's the best part. All of the Space Marines are now in engagement range, which means the Barb Gaunts can't fire at them. Barb Gaunts are going to have to move. This is round 3. Let's do the movement phase first. We have the Barb Gaunts. They have a movement of 6 inches. They're going to have to move to try and get back into the fray. The Von Ryan's Leapers, they only have melee. There's no point in moving them out of melee because they won't be able to do anything, and they want to be in there anyway. They want to kill that Space Marine captain. So let's do this. Barb Gaunts are moving 6 inches. Now, are they within... They would technically be within charge range because that's less than half an inch. So they could charge and attempt to use their melee weapons. They do have melee weapons. This might not go well for them, but it will protect them. If they get into melee range, it will protect them from the pyroblasters of the Infernus squad. And that's a good thing from their point of view. The Von Ryan's Leapers aren't moving, so that's the end of the movement phase. They can't shoot because they'd be shooting into melee. They don't have that ability. The Barb Gaunts are going to have to attempt to charge because at this point, melee is all that's going to be happening. So let's bring in 2d6. They need a 12-inch. They don't get it. They failed their charge. So they're out for the rest of this turn now. Bit of a shame from the point of view of the Tyranids, but let's go. They can fight. Who are they going to fight? Well, of course they're going to fight the captain, aren't they? There's 2 of them left. They get 6 attacks per guy, so that's 12 attacks. Let's do this. Their weapon skill is 3+, so they hit on a 3+. That's a lot of attacks. They got 6 hits. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 5, so they wound on a 4+. Let's see if this works out for them. Actually, yes, it kind of has. 3 wounds. Now, they have an armor penetration of -1 against the captain's saving throw of 2+, which means he now saves on 3+. They only need 1 of these to get through. He is saved on all 3. The captain manages to save. The day is saved. He will live to fight another time. That is the end of the Tyranids' turn in round 3. My goodness, they're managing to stay up. This is significant. The Space Marines are managing to hold their own. Okay, next turn. What are they going to do? Well, at this point, we need to deal with the Von Ryan's Leapers because keeping the Infernus squad in melee is protecting both the Infernus squad and the Space Marine captain, essentially, because they're all in melee together, which means that the Barb Gaunts can't shoot. So no one is moving this turn. Who has pistols? Oh, the Infernus squad has pistols. They can actually fire into melee on the shooting round. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to shoot. They're using their bolt pistols, which gives them 1 attack per guy. There's 3 of them, so 3 attacks. And they have a ballistic skill of 3, so they hit on a 3+. Each of them is hit. Strength of 4 against the Leapers, toughness of 5, which means they wound on a 5+. One of them's managed to wound. They have no armor penetration against a saving throw of 4+, so Von Ryan's Leapers save on a 4+. They didn't. Damage of 1, so one of the Von Ryan's Leapers has taken 1 damage. Let's go to that guy, the one with the properly finished base. There we go. So, there's our shooting phase. No one's charging. We don't need to charge, we're already in melee. Let's fight. Space Marine and Captain will go first. No, fights first. This is the first of the fight round for this. So, Von Ryan's Leapers, with their fights first, get to fight first. 2 of them, 6 attacks each, so that's 12 attacks. And since I said the Space Marine Captain was fighting first, they of course are now targeting the Space Marine Captain because they want to take him down. He's the biggest threat to them. 12 attacks, weapon skill 3+. Oh dear, they're going to hit, and they're going to hit hard. 9 hits. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 5 means that they wound on a 4+. The dice gods are smiling on the Space Marines today. That's 3 wounds. Now, they have an armor penetration of -1 against his save of 2+, which means he saves on 3+. Can he save? Only one of these needs to get through. He's failed 1 save. The Space Marine Captain is out. The Tyranids in the fight round have taken out the Captain. But the Marines, they live to fight on. The Inferno squad is up now. Despite the fact that their captain is down, they are not happy and still ready to go in fighting. So 3 attacks each. There's 3 guys, so that's 9 attacks. And they hit on a 3+. They don't hit very hard. That's 5 attacks, so 5 hits. They've got strength of 4 against a toughness of 5, so they wound on a 5+. Let's do this. Only one of them has managed to wound. Oh my goodness. The Space Marines' luck has run out. This is looking like a rout for them, my goodness. So, they have no armor penetration for their melee weapons. Von Ryan's Leapers save on a 4+. Let's see if they manage it. They don't! 1 damage. So this guy, because he already took damage, he's now got 2. They have 3 wounds each. He's almost dead. But that is the end of the Space Marines' turn. Round 4. There's only 5 rounds. I don't think it's going to need more than that anyway. So here we go. Move this out of the way. Movement phase. We need movement because, again, the Barb Gaunts can't fire into melee. So what's their movement? They have 6 inches. They're getting well within charge range now. There's the movement done. Are they shooting? They can't. They don't have anything that's classed as a pistol. What's the charge? They're going to need a 7-inch charge. Let's see if they get it. Yes, they get their 7-inch charge. They're actually getting 11 inches, so yeah, we can do this. Charge. Consolidate. He still can't get in, can he? Can he get in with a 3-inch move? Not really, so might as well leave those guys there. 2 of them, no, 3 of them can. If we consolidate like that, 3 of them can get in. So 3 of them can attack. 4 of them can attack. I forgot that guy there. 4 of them can attack. Let's do this. Barb Gaunts, melee weapons, only give them 1 attack each. 4 of them are attacking. Let's go. They have a weapon skill of 4+. And of course the Inferno squad doesn't have a fights first. 2 hits. They have a strength of 4 against a toughness of 4, so they wound on a 4+. They don't wound. Right, what are we going to do? We've got to decide, because this is the fight. We've done the charge because, well, no one was shooting, and the other ones, the Von Ryan's Leapers, didn't need to move or fight, move or charge. So now with the fight, are we going to have the Space Marines fight the Barb Gaunts, which it would be their turn to do now, or are we going to keep them on the Von Ryan's Leapers? Doesn't really matter. We'll wait and hold off for the Von Ryan's Leapers, which means it's the Leapers' turn next. Of course, they get 12 attacks. It's not over yet. It's almost over, but it's not over yet. Hitting on a 3+. That's a lot of hits. 10 hits. They have a strength of 5 against the Inferno squad's toughness of 4, so they wound on a 3+. 6 wounds. They have armor penetration -1 against a saving throw of 3+, so the Inferno squad are saving on a 4+. That's going to be a problem for them. Let's see how this goes. 1 wound got through, but we do 1 damage, so this guy is now on 2 wounds, which means he's only got 1 left. That's going to be a problem, because if they lose 1 guy, that's a lot of their power gone. That is the end of the Tyranid's turn. So, Space Marines up next. Well, of course, Space Marines still have the ability to fire, because they have pistols. So, they're not moving. They could fall back, but they wouldn't be able to shoot if they fell back. They don't have the ability to fall back and shoot in the same round, which means that they would essentially just be moving the battle that is inevitable over 1 bit, because the rest will just charge in again. They can't move out of the way of the charge, so they might as well just stay there. They're going to shoot, and they're going to shoot the, let's see, who's got a better chance of dying horribly? Well, both have the same save, but the Barbons have a lower toughness. The Space Marines are going to shoot the Barbons with their pistols. They get 1 attack per guy. 1, 2, 3. No, they're not. They're going to shoot the Von Ryan's Leapers, because they only need 1 to get through before 1 of those Leapers is gone. And that's a massive blow to the Leapers, because it takes out 6 attacks. They're going to shoot the Von Ryan's Leapers. They get 3 attacks, and they hit on a 3+. None of them have hit. So it didn't matter either way. None of them have managed to hit. Oh my goodness. This is atrocious. Oh well, there's the shooting round gone. They're not charging, so let's go straight to the fight. Von Ryan's Leapers have 5 first. So they get 12 attacks. Oh my goodness. 12 attacks, they hit on a 3+, so they get 7 through. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 4, so they wound on a 3+. 4 wounds. They have an armor penetration of -1 on a saving throw of 3+, so the Inferno squad are going to save on a 4+. Can we do it? 2 have saved, but 2 didn't. And the damage is 1. So, first damage goes to him and he's out. Second damage goes to that guy there. The Inferno squad have lost a guy, but they still get to fight on. They haven't fought yet. The Von Ryan's Leapers fought first. So, now they've only got 2 guys. But they can do this still. They get 3 attacks each. They're attacking the Von Ryan's Leapers. 3 attacks, hitting on a 3+. 2 didn't get through. 4 got through. Strength of 4 against a toughness of 5, so they're wounding on a 5+. It's going to be tough for them, but they only need 1 to get through to kill one of these guys. Okay, wounding on a 5+. 2 didn't wound. 2 got through. 2 got through, that's good. No armor penetration, so saving throw of 4+ for the Leapers. Both saved! The Leapers managed to last for another fight. Round 5. We're on the final round, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Tyranids up first. Well, no one's going to move. No one can shoot either. The Leapers don't have a ranged attack, and the Barbons don't have a pistol. So, no real need to shoot. They're not going to charge, they're already in range. So now we're up to the fight stage. We need to consolidate. So, let's have a movement for consolidation, movement for consolidation, and a movement for consolidation. That indicator is for him. So, the Barbons and the Leapers now get to decide to fight. The Space Marines don't have fights first, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to go with the Leapers fighting first. There's 2 of them, so they get 12 attacks. 12 attacks. They hit on a 3+. 8 hits. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 4, so they hit. They wound even on a 3+. That's pretty good going for them. And of course, for a complete wipeout, they only need 5 damage. So, they wound on a 3+. 1, 2. That's it. They've got 6 wounds. They have armor penetration of -1 against a save of 3+. So the Inferno squad is saving on a 4+. This is going to be very difficult for them. They need to save. There's no way they can do this without saving. 2 got through with a damage of 1 per wound. That's 2 wounds. this guy has already taken a wound, so he's out. This guy is gone. And now there's only one Space Marine left. But this guy's no longer within engagement range, so now neither is he. Only 3 Barb Gaunts can fight. Barb Gaunts have a weapon skill of 4+, so they hit on a 4+. That one did not hit. So, with a strength 4 against a toughness of 4, they wound on a 4+. They didn't wound. The Marine is still up. This is all to play for because now he gets to fight. He gets 3 attacks. And he's going for the Von Ryan's Leapers. His weapon skill is 3+, so that one did not hit. But he's got 2 attacks that got through. Strength of 4 against a toughness of 5. He wounds on a 5+. That one's cocked. He's wounded twice. Okay. He has no armor penetration, but the Tyrannid has a saving throw of 4+. Let's see if they can make it. Both of them saved. Oh, he was so close, because if this guy takes 1 more damage, he's out. And that would really ruin their day. Here we go. Right, here we are. That's the end of the turn against... That's the end of the Tyrannid's turn. They've taken out another Space Marine. There's 1 left standing. Oh my goodness. Can he survive? Probably not. Space Marine's turn. Well, he's got a pistol. He's going to shoot. He gets 1 attack and is aiming it at the Von Ryan's Leapers. 1 attack. He's got a 6. He needed a 3+, so he's hit. Strength of 4 against a toughness of 5 means he wounds on a 5+. He doesn't wound. Never mind. Well, now it's up to the melee attacks. We're going straight to the 5-face because he can't charge. So he gets 3 attacks, wounding... 3 attacks, hitting on a 3+. 1 got through. This is not looking good for him. Strength of 4 against toughness of 5, so again, he wounds on a 5+. He makes it! Armor penetration of 0, so the Von Ryan's Leaper saves on a 4+. He makes it as well! Oh my goodness! At the end of the Space Marine's turn, he is still standing. But it's not the end of the Space Marine's turn, is it? Because the Leapers and the Barb Gods get to fight. Von Ryan's Leapers, they go up next. They should have gone first, to be honest with you, because I forgot about that. So, 6 attacks per Leaper, which is 12 attacks. They hit on a 3+. Can they take him down in the last seconds of the final round? Hitting on a 3+. I'm going to say they probably have. That's 9 hits, so they're doing quite well. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 4, so they wound on a 3+. That one came out. Wounding on a 3+. So they've managed 5 wounds. Armor penetration -1 compared to saving throw 3+, so they're saving now on a 4+. Can this Infernus Marine save? He needs 4+. He did not on 3. Each one carries 1 damage. He has 3 wounds. That means he's taken all of his wounds in one go. The Marine is down, and we have a Tyrannid victory. Yeah, that was a pretty good one, actually. I enjoyed that. We got a lot more about how they suggest examples of moving and shooting and what they think you should do. That was really good stuff. But of course we did get a Tyrannid victory, so we've got to have a look at what happens now. The Tyrannids overrun the Space Marines, heedless of the losses they have suffered to get to this point. Yeah, Tyrannids don't care. They'll just make more Tyrannids from the biomass that's left over. They don't care. However, these are no mere beasts hungry for prey. They waste no time in securing the area from further Space Marine incursion. The hive mind is ever vigilant, and perhaps it detects a new threat emerging. What would be the new threat? Oh, could it be the Librarian and Terminator armor? I think it might. That's in issue 10. I already knew it was coming because, of course, 7, 8, 9, and 10 came in one box for me. So, yeah, I'll have to say, though, I would have put this brush in with this issue because then it would have felt more like more value for money from the point of view of those people that have been complaining about it. And yeah, I get it, because it does feel a little bit like they've cheaped out, because you can get the individual paints cheaper from Games Workshop. But the magazine itself is good, the mission's good, I like the painting guide, so I'm going to give it another thumbs up. What's in issue 11? Another one that people are not going to be too happy about, unfortunately, because it is another 2 paints. But let's see how the magazine goes for that one, because on this one, I actually enjoyed it. This was pretty damn good. Good paint guides, nice short story, good mission. Overall, yeah, enjoyed it. And there you are. Yes, from the point of view of what you get with the magazine itself, it's not the greatest value for money because, well, the 2 paints themselves are less than the cost of the magazine, but you are getting the magazine as well. So, from my point of view, the magazine has value. I'm enjoying the way it's set out, I'm enjoying all the little different bits in it, but mostly I'm enjoying the missions, they're pretty good. So, I'm thinking it's rather good, actually. I'm enjoying it. Are you? Are you not? Do you think that the 2 paints on the front are reducing the value and making it less likely that you would buy a paint issue compared to the others? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But until next time, I've been Zoe Kirk Robinson. You've been watching Combat Patrol Magazine. Take care and happy gaming. If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe Kirk Robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.